Here's tips to play Hulk like a top 500 psycho. Tip number one when you're playing Hulk is that you should always be holding space. Always be ready to jump to the next location, because the way to play him is to constantly be making eyes look all over the place in order for you to get a ton of value out of the character. This makes Hulk incredibly annoying to deal with, and he's always diving backline and relocating back to a position that no one can even see him at. Building off tip one, you want to ensure that when you're taking these different locations with your jumps, you are using your cooldowns effectively. So get back into a fight whenever you have your shield ready. I actually have this on a mouse button because it's so effective to use quickly. And then you want to jump right back out while you wait for your cooldowns. Use your isolation to lock down people that you want to chase down, or to get rid of someone that's going to be a problem in a fight. These will play off each other because you always want to be jumping to locations that are hard to find you until you get your cooldowns so you can go back and do it all over again. Tip number two is to maximize the amount of self-sustain you have with Hulk. Hulk has an insane amount of self-sustain, but people don't understand. You want to make sure you're obviously using your shield when you have the opportunity. You're locked down to keep yourself alive, but also when you're getting low, use your ultimate because it'll give you all of your HP back. Do not ult until you are running low on HP, very low, because it'll give you a ton of sustain and it'll completely get rid of all the work they just put into you. Some mini tips alongside of that is that when you're in ult, use your clap every time you can. It's on a very short cooldown of 1 second after it's used, and this thing does an insane amount of damage. Aim this directly at supports and launch it at them because you will tear down everybody in the backline. It is the best part of his ultimate kit besides his ultimate's quote-unquote ultimate. But if you see a Luna Snow that still has her ulti up, immediately, if she's going to be a problem in the fight and your team's doing well, lock her down so she cannot use that ult. Anybody that has an ult that'll be game-changing or game-winning for the enemy team, make sure you lock down towards the end of your initial ultimate, because when you use that ultimate, obviously you want to do some damage first, but then dive onto someone that's going to be a problem and immediately lock them down so that your team won't have to deal with that ultimate in the fight. The final tip I want to tell you is to set up. This is the biggest advice I can give for people that are struggling with Hulk, because he is very good in the right hands, and he tears up a lot of the quote-unquote meta tanks like Strange in Magneto, because he just gets in their face and they can't handle him. He's just going to keep wailing away, shielding himself, and then jumping away from all the damage. You want to find a vantage point that allows you to get after the backline or whoever you want to dive on without just walking right through enemy fire down the center and taking way too much damage and burning cooldowns. So make sure you're finding a location before you just walk at these guys to find an alternative jumps so that eyes have to be diverted from the front line, and then dive at the backline or whoever you want to chase. Dive is really strong in the right hands, but new players really struggle with dive because they don't understand what that means. That's going to do it for the Hulk tips and tricks to play at a higher level. If you like this kind of content, subscribes, comments, likes, shares, all that stuff is super helpful to me. Come over to the live stream and say what's up, as we stream this game pretty much every single day. We'd love to have you there. So join up on our family, and I'll see you guys in the next one.